Well, to quote the Eurovision entry for the UK for 2025, what the hell just happened? In all senses of the word. Critics being weird, guilds being weird, guilds being awesome, and we've still got to predict the Golden Globes as well. How we fit this into a show? Answers on a postcard, you'll find out in the next 17,000 hours. Hopefully, it's less than
That's why we're starting at 5 o'clock.
that.
We
so,
knew something was going to happen in the back of our mind. And
so
the only
yeah,
reason I'm off
it's
camera, let me throw this out, as always, the reason I'm off camera is because my phone's about to die because I've worked all day.
yeah, it's Owen, AJ, and Ashley, myself, to try and take heed of what has happened. And it might get even crazier because we're still in the middle of these guild predictions because we've got all the supplementary ones still to come. But we still have DGA and BAFTA long lists tomorrow, at least as of this
DGA
going
is
live on
out, sir.
Friday.
Ashley, DGA is out.
Oh, sorry, PG.
Over the fact that SAG and DGA decided to not go international.
Right.
And even though we've got stuff that's like really been in play, like sentimental value, you would
Yes.
think would have been a slam dunk for like at the very least 2 or 3 SAG slots. But am I crazy, or do the guilds typically not really go international, and it's usually BAFTA that brings those in?
That's actually correct.
Yeah, so I
Looking
didn't like
into the
as soon as
eligibility for WGA stuff because that's now sort of been declared as to like some of the semi high profile. The big thing is, just like how the guilds have kind of done, uh, none of the foreign films are really in there because
They're not.
those countries' writers' guilds apparently are not allowed to be part of Writers Guild of America or the body that encompasses it because of the things. So, you know, your sentimental values, your secret agents, your it was just an accident, don't even have a chance of making it in for WGA. So, whether
yeah,
this
what
is going to force some sort of change, because there's the possibility that maybe bar PGA, but we'll see. The major four guilds are sort of snubbing international things altogether.
For the
Might
most
actually
part.
cause some sort of change. Maybe.
because
I,
I
I,
especially with what we've been seeing, I don't think there's any doubt that the Oscars will still lean pretty heavily into international.
I I guess we'll see what happens with PGA tomorrow, honestly. I feel that there's movies that lost a lot of traction because of the two governing bodies, but that was always going to happen anyway. So they have to get by on their own merits. And we've got BAFTA, which we'll get the long list tomorrow. So we're a day early for that.
Yeah, the only thing the guilds have put me off of right now is I'm finally catching up to the rest of the world. I'm sticking a fork in Jake Kelly at this point.
I I would say, AJ, if it was going to happen, it would have been a SAG nomination for Sandler, and that was as far as it was going to go. And if it didn't go
Um,
any further, it still could sneak in a screenplay.
my
But
th- my
I'm
thing
not.
on our last video was if it didn't make ensemble, I was gonna kill it.
I remember that, and it totally did not.
And the other thing was, like I was saying, I don't think the guilds typically do much as far as international goes. So once the kind of shock of no sentimental value at SAG settled, it kind of started to make sense. And it's like I don't think this says anything about sentimental values placement, but what I did know was, and I don't know if you guys felt the same way, but as soon as I saw the SAG ensemble lineup, I immediately said to myself, "That's the DGA lineup."
I
And
didn't want to say that at all, but I knew that that was the circumstance that was going to happen.
yeah,
I
I was
might.
curious if you guys felt the same way.
Well, obviously, I would drop Chloe Zhao because I did in the last video that we did for Joachim Trier, which is nowhere to be found in this lineup. But then again, he was not going to be in this lineup, so And then Jafar Panahi is still here. I mean, even Philho is in here too. I mean, it's on the outside looking in, but it depends on how they go for secret agent outside of the guilds. Because BAFTA could bring the secret agent back in, and Wagner Moura could still end up in the Oscar 5.
And not only is it what BAFTA's going to bring in, but just what curveballs the Oscars throw in general. Like, I'm Still Here's picture nomination last year.
The emergence of Begonia being back in the conversation is interesting as well, especially Jesse Plemons. But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
I was going to say, if we're on a SAG thing, I don't know if Ashley can hear us or not, but there was one thing, something that's real. Number one, this is maybe the most annoying time for BAFTA to say, "Oh, our nominations are going to be after the Oscar nominations."
Tell me about it.
So predictions are fucked.
Yeah.
But the thing about it too is there is one movie, because we always say it's all about when SAG and BAFTA comes out. But the trouble is that what we kind of don't specify, but is what we mean is the combination of SAG and BAFTA is what's really telling.
Correct.
SAG by itself and BAFTA by itself doesn't say anything. and we're learning very quickly, because there's many examples, of course, but there is one movie, and most people probably know what I'm talking about if they've been following the award seasons, especially recently. There is one movie that has forever corrupted SAG and always made what SAG does, because it used to be SAG has that one nomination that's like, oh wow, that's random.
Right.
In any other year this year, that would have probably either been Miles Caton or Kate Hudson. But the thing about it is, even though I did say in the last video, I wouldn't be surprised if Kate Hudson shows up at SAG, so I'll take that.
They changed their mind.
But there is one movie that has completely corrupted the way I view SAG, and I always think, like, if something shows up more than once at SAG, how that might not mean anything. Fucking House of Gucci.
Yep, that's a good. Yep, exactly.
Forever has me paranoid about what SAG does. Because you look at the fact that Emma Stone is here, and I feel like a lot of people were kind of like, she was kind of on the outskirts. I think some people have her in, some people are like, we're moving away from Begonia maybe.
Right.
Of course, I took out Begonia entirely in our last prediction video. And then when both of them show up, you think, oh wow, there's probably a lot of love for Begonia then.
Not necessarily.
But then that takes me back to House of Gucci getting Ensemble and Gaga and Leto, and all of us shifting to, oh shit, House of Gucci's in this, and House of Gucci was not in this. So,
yeah.
So without BAFTA, I don't even think the BAFTA long lists are going to help. But
I mean, it'd be a little bit of a direction, but not much.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's really been confirmed in the past few days is, and not by confirmed, I mean that loosely, because we know crazy shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
With what's happened in the past few days, on top of the death of Jay Kelly, that Elordi's going to be fine.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So,
but because at this rate, he'll get everything, because if he's got everything up thus far, he'll definitely get BAFTA. So I don't see any way he's not getting in that spot.
And of course, another crazy thing is, if you had come from the future and told me Sinners gets a supporting actor nomination at SAG, I would have bet my life on it's Delroy Lindo.
That's what, yeah, we were talking about for a long time. I feel like they could have gone Delroy Lindo, and this was the only chance they would have gone that direction. But watch them surprise everyone, and Delroy Lindo goes for BAFTA, which would shock everybody.
Yeah, but the issue now is that I don't think Skarsgård's out.
No, he's definitely.
Yeah, like I'm not even thinking of not going with Skarsgård.
Same.
So, So yeah, everything's messy.
And it's like it's hard because you've got so many like with female supporting performances, both sentimental value missed, and they went completely a different route. I have never had Winmi Masako into this, and I still don't. But it was definite visibility that makes sense here. But I feel that it's one of those, not, I wouldn't call it a consolation prize. It's deserved, but I don't think it's going to propel to the Oscar nomination like people think it is. Same with Miles Caton.
And of course, either well, Women Masaku's kind of been in it for a little while. She's been like in and out. And I feel like Miles Caton has been a talking point, but I don't know how many people have been seriously considering him, especially over Delroy Lindo. Which, like I said, also probably has a lot to do with the fact that they just don't typically go for younger actors, especially that young.
You got a chance to nominate two in the same category this year.
But then there's also the case of like, which one of these is Jonathan Bailey?
Yeah.
Where it's like, it doesn't signify anything about them, it just shows they really fucking love this movie. Because everybody from One Battle was expected.
Yeah.
It's insane to me that One Battle broke the record and was fully expected to. Like, it did exactly what we thought. I think the only thing was, I think some people were still saying it could have broken the record even further with Regina Hall, but it still broke the record regardless.
Yeah.
Without her. So, and I'm still on my Chase Infinity thing. Like, even hearing her name in the lineup, I was still like, how is anybody justifying her in leading? I don't.
It doesn't matter. She's here. She's not taking up a supporting actress spot that can go to someone else.
Yeah, because she's gonna. It's obvious there's enough love for the movie. She's gonna end up somewhere. Because people could have been arguing all the way up to this point. You could have argued the One Battle Sweep was a critics thing, and something could have come along and been its King's Speech to its social network.
Right.
But I think they proved that what we've seen with the critics, is where One Battle is headed, for sure. There's nothing to deny it now, except for the fact that they seem to love Sinners as much, at least. Because there's not really much else Sinners could have done at SAG. It pretty much maxed out also.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
So that'll be interesting to see, like, how close the race might actually be if we ever find that out.
I would say if they were that, like, overly positive on Sinners, that Haley Steinfeld would have got in as well.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, what possibilities would there have been for Sinners to double up? Because you've technically got 3 supporting actors in the mix if you throw O'Connell in there too.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of visibility here through all the things he's done too. So he's been out there all season.
And you could throw Steinfeld in there with Masaku, which honestly I'm kind of surprised it hasn't been the other way around with them. If you were to ask me, like, in April when it came out, I would have thought these roles would be reversed, where Steinfeld would be the one in the front while everybody else is saying, like, oh, people shouldn't ignore Women Masaku either. But
you mean like Fanning and Lilias? It would be reversed from what has been, at least until now.
Yeah, because Masago and Steinfeld do both have really showy parts, but
right.
I would say Steinfeld's is definitely bigger in the showy department.
Sure, absolutely.
So I am kind of surprised that Masago's been the one that's, like, been in the forefront if we're looking at a Sinner supporting actress. So yeah, I suppose they could have gone farther, but I would still say that getting into supporting actor and supporting actress at all, Sinners did as well as it possibly could have at SAG, I think.
Yeah, there's really no other option they could feasibly gone for. It got all the nominations it needed.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of cases where we know exactly what's going on, and a lot of cases where we just have no idea what the fuck's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like there's this huge like battle right now between the battle to the literal death of Best Actress. And there's so many performances that are going to be snubbed on the 22nd. There is no way around it. So many performances are going to be snubbed. And you can say that about any category this year. This is just a great year in film and a great year of performances.
And it's not just because I said in the last video that this would happen, but just on merit alone, I'm pretty thrilled Kate Hudson showed up at SAG.
I am damn happy about this. So if you look at that lineup and you switch out Emma Stone for Renata Reinsev and you switch out Amanda Seyfried for Kate Hudson, that's a great five. That's the five I'd want, honestly.
Of course, it also brings into play here. I feel like this was really strong for Stone.
Oh, for sure.
Because it's been clear, regardless what happens to Begonia, they do love her, obviously.
It's like Grande.
So, and yeah, I only need before SAG came out, I was on, and a lot of people have already reached this point. Oh, and I think you already reached this point, but I do feel like SAG was very telling for Erivo.
100%.
Yeah, because it was like between our last video and SAG coming out, I was like, I think I should have taken Erivo out.
I would say right now, if gun to head, other than like technical awards, which are obvious, Grande's getting the only top 8 spot when it comes to Wicked for Good, unless it surprises and takes that 10th slot at PGA, and then it's back in the conversation.
I was gonna say I would, even though I've been off Wicked for quite a while in this season, just with the way people still talk about it anyway, especially like I said, when you watch like industry interviews and stuff like that, I honestly, it would have been very believable for Wicked to come back into the race with an ensemble nomination.
Yeah,
but, so since that didn't happen, I feel pretty comfortable where I've been with Wicked, except I need to get rid of Erivo. which I already plan to do, so
sure.
So yeah, that just kind of solidified some thoughts I was already having.
So we got a lot to talk about. We're discussing. We're just jumping all over the place.
This appears to be our SAG conversation. So why don't we go ahead and see if there's anything else we need to say about that?
And then we'll go to Critics' Choice since it just happened. It's the first award show of the season.
Let's celebrate Ethan Hawke.
Damn right, let's celebrate Ethan Hawke. Oh my god, it's real. It's going to happen.
And by the way, that's not just a SAG conversation. I say that in my everyday life all the time. Let's celebrate Ethan Hawke. Are we also going to mention
in at BAFTA would make my life right now.
Are we also going to mention that this is a very good get for Odessa as well?
I'm not surprised. I feel that, call it recency bias if you'd like, because most people have seen Marty Supreme like in the last like couple weeks. But at the end of the day, the movie deserves it. The performances are stellar, and Odessa A'zion is just great in it, and I'm very glad to see her brought into this conversation. I put her in my list last month, and I have no doubts in my mind she's going to end up there.
See, this is the problem. Is you look you look at SAG's supporting actress lineup, and you're like, that makes sense until you remember sentimental value.
Mm-hmm.
So do you blank sentimental value? Do you split sentimental value? That's the conversation. Because right now, at this very moment, I would say Teyana Taylor is safe. I would say Amy Madigan is safe at this point. She's gotten everything so far.
Let's hope. Let's hope.
I'd say Grande is safe. Now,
well, you and I already talked about dropping Elle Fanning.
Yeah, 100%.
So it is funny that this happened after that conversation.
But even though the performance from Fanning is more showy than Lilias, I'd still think that more voters would probably lean to that performance overall if we had to pick a one between.
I would say when you think about people love to like shit on the Academy,
right?
But I mean, I think people like to shit on the Academy because they only hear about the winners.
Sure.
But when you look at like a lot of the more subtle performances they've gravitated towards, and so many like international options more and more as we go,
right?
I really think they don't get enough credit for how surprisingly thoughtful they've been lately in what's nominated.
I mean,
well, I know that contradicts what I've said recently about how I felt like they got super lazy with how much they went for a complete unknown, but in many other cases, there are things that will contradict that. So,
and they could have went nuts for Deliver Me From Nowhere too, but they didn't.
Like when they nominated the supporting actress from Roma out of nowhere.
Right.
That was really inspired. And so I could see Inga knocking out Odessa or Women Masaku.
At this point, I probably would say Masaku, because people are wanting to nominate Odessa, and if you nominate a Lordy and Miles Caton in the same ceremony, I don't think that's going to happen, honestly.
What's really annoying is I can't lean one way or the other on Odessa or Masaku because I feel like they have the exact same percentage of chance. Honestly,
that's a very logical explanation. I don't.
But I'm also somebody that's fixated on this Chase Infinity thing.
Yeah.
Something has got to give.
It's so Chase Infinity can get nominated. That's the reason why she's running for leading.
But it's still so packed. And the thing about it is, I don't know if she was lucky to get in here, or if she's like second or third. Probably third after Buckley and Byrne. Is that what we're saying?
At this point, I would say. I mean, I'm a tad biased, but I like Hudson's performance a lot, and I really think she should be like in this actual conversation, especially for all that she has to do in the second and third act of the movie. After the scene that gets cut off in the trailer that you never know exactly how far they're going to go, yes.
Well, what's interesting about it is it's kind of got everything.
Oh, yeah.
Because you've got all the stuff where she has to go super big in the second and third part. Well, there's the whole depression period where she doesn't get off the couch for a while.
Right.
And has to do it from there, but that's to also not acknowledge the first act. She's just really natural in a way that can go underrated.
The chemistry is just phenomenal too. Like it just saddens me about Jackman not being more in the conversation either. And granted, this year's too packed, but I mean, it sucks that Jackman is not being like heralded for this performance.
Yeah, but what's interesting is when I was thinking like being natural in the first act and chemistry, even before Jackman, I thought about the scenes with her daughter.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So there's like so much to love in that performance from like all angles. So
and even if
this is the only thing she does, I like that she got something.
she's in the conversation. She's not going to be forgotten. She may make it, she may not, but she's in the discussion now, legitimately.
But then, like,
a job of Jesse Buckley anyway, so what's it matter?
But then, like, say BAFTA goes with like Lawrence or something.
You know, it could bring Lawrence back. Ashley, when did Die My Love come out in the UK?
Ooh, a couple of months back, I think.
Okay, so it's fresh in people's minds too.
Somewhat.
Would they go for a performance like Lawrence in Die My Love?
I think there's a chance. Yeah, it came out 7th of November, so we're roughly 2 months. I mean, considering it's a Lynn Ramsey film, yes.
That's true.
Doesn't BAFTA also has 6 slots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's the Oscar lineup plus an outlier. That's usually
and then,
what
of
BAFTA
course,
ends up.
with that as well, you have the system where like 2 or 3 of them are automatically sort of in, and then you basically go to the ones that are highest balloted. There's like 3 that basically sort of get like casted in, sort of thing. It's like, okay, we feel that their performance stands out, but then that's somewhere where you can get the British skew, where they're trying to highlight British performances, not just the ones that will show up on Oscar Sunday.
This is where Andrew Scott gets in for Blue Moon. I will be happy when it happens.
But of course, yeah, the annoying thing is that we have to come back to the fact that by the time BAFTA comes out,
it's over.
Predictions won't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter anymore, exactly.
That's why the long list will actually be our only sort of somewhat insight into it.
Owen, we can't leave this conversation without mentioning something.
Okay.
They tend to get picky with who counts as the ensemble.
I see some names, and I'm very happy.
Marty Supreme has a pretty long list, and somebody's
He's
there.
on it. Farmer Penn is on there. Hell yes, he is.
I feel like One Battle's list is very small.
Extremely small.
I would think Tony Goldwyn and the guy that plays Tim would have been there.
I wasn't expecting Alana Haim on that lineup or anything, but I mean Tim for sure.
Yeah. And I was thinking like Hamnets is small, but it's like, oh no, that is just about, with the exception of the kids, that's basically all of Hamnet's cast.
That is actually true. I mean, I'm not okay. You're gonna get used to me saying this for the rest of the season. I don't hate Frankenstein. I just wish other things were in its spot, more deserving things. But the fact that I look at ensemble and I see Christoph Waltz's name makes me happy.
Yeah. And it feels like a few people are missing from Sinners too.
Yeah.
Like the couple that run the store, neither of them are here.
So
they're pretty major characters too.
So I'm rooting for Marty Supreme so Penn Jillette can be part of an Oscar-winning movie. Which will happen anyway, because... But yes, casting would be phenomenal. For that reason only. Ashley, isn't Casting Guild in, like, in a couple days, too?
Oh, no, they've already revealed their hands. That's why I was waiting. I was waiting for my cue.
Oh.
So, the other guilds that at least that we know of, Annie's dropped an interesting animated feature list, because we've got Elio, K-pop Demon Hunters, Little Amelie, or the character of Rain, and Zootopia 2. But Bad Guys 2 made it in there.
It's not as good as the first one, but I'm okay for its visibility.
The Fortnite Simpsons crossover things for their crossover season managed to make it in Best Sponsored, which I'm just doing as a side mention. Phoenician Ski made it in for production design.
As it should.
Along with, in fact, fantasy's an interesting list. You've got Wicked for Good, you've got Superman, you've got Avatar, you've got Fantastic Four, which we sort of had a hint of because of Critics' Choice. And then Mickey 17 makes it in.
That's a very inspired choice, but deserving.
And
I
then,
hate Mickey 7.
as much as you can do production design for animated films, they actually went with SpongeBob.
I'm okay with that.
Along with Bad Guys, K-pop, Elio, and Zootopia, so most of the usual ones. 2,000 Meters of Andrivica seems to be showing up a lot in the documentary things for both cinematography and trying to think the other one, whether it's
Means it's going to win or it's going to miss completely.
Yeah,
by the rules of documentary.
Downton getting some recognition for costume in the period section. Whether that might be enough to carry through. Although the fact that sci-fi fantasy is Avatar, How to Train Your Dragon, Thunderbolt, Tron Ares, and Wicked for Good shows you it's not a good sci-fi.
Yay, Thunderbolts.
Also, in makeup and hair, we have one battle after another of Superman and Begonia, but we then also have running against them Eddington and Jurassic World Rebirth.
Eddington's pretty inspired.
And then for contemporary hair, we've actually... for contemporary hair, the same sort of suspects, along with Ballad of a Small Player and Naked Gun. Just randomly coming in there.
We will talk about Naked Gun in a few minutes. I'd like to. We'll talk about that in just a few.
Smashing Machine making it in for period makeup.
That's as it should.
And then the special effects makeup being Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Sinners, Weapons, and Wicked sounds about right.
That's pretty logical.
Jay Kelly apparently got recognition by set decorators. It got something. Then again, also, so did Springsteen Deliver Me From Nowhere. So. And then...
Looks nice.
Comedy or musical set decoration. You got Wicked for Good. But then you've also got Phoenician Scheme, Roof Man,
Nice.
Freakier Friday, and Kiss of the Spider Woman.
Fun fact, I've seen all of those theatrically. All of them.
And then we get to the casting one.
Okay.
Because they revealed their hand today as well. So for big budget drama, they went with Begonia, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, and Sinners.
Angela nominated, let's go!
For big budget comedy, they went with Jay Kelly, Materialists, Naked Gun, Phoenician Scheme, Wake Up Dead Man, and Wicked for Good.
Hell yeah, Materialists.
Then for studio or independent comedy, we have Eternity, Friendship, Oh Hi, Rental Family, The Wedding Banquet, and Twinless.
I have seen Oh Hi. Yeah.
Oh. And then in drama, we have Blue Moon, Eleanor the Great, Nuremberg, Pillion, Sentimental Value, and Train Dreams.
I've seen a few of those.
And then for low budget, where they just bun them together, we have We Strangers, we have Sorry Baby, we have Plain Clothes, we have Griffin in Summer, we have All That We Love. And then it's a shame Owen isn't on camera, but the final nomination is Bob Trevino Likes It.
Hell yes! It got something.
Bob got some recognition.
You know it.
And then also, because I'm now paying attention to it, music and score. They actually have like a guild now.
Yes.
Because we've got to find some way to get Diane Warren to get more awards or more nominations.
Nomination.
So for studio score, we've got Sinners, Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Wicked for Good, Hamnet, and Begonia.
That checks out.
And for indie, we have Straw, Train Dreams, Eternity, Out of the Nest, Rental Family, and To Kill a Wolf.
Very happy for the love for Rental Family.
And then in terms of songs for drama or documentary, because apparently they fit, Diane motherfucking Warren for her own film. Both Last Time I Seen the Sun and I Lied to You from Sinners. Salt Then Sour Then Sweet from Come See Me in the Good Light. The Hills of Tanchico from The Wheel of Time, that's a TV. What the hell's that doing? And then Ed Sheeran's Drive from the F1 movie.
Oh, yeah.
And then for comedy musical, both No Place Like Home and Girl in the Bubble from Wicked, Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters, Steve's Lava Chicken from
God dang
Minecraft
it.
movie. Also, though, I Feel Alive from Minecraft movie. And then Ed Sheeran and Shakira's Zoo from Zootopia 2.
So you screwed a movie like Wallace Island or some stupid Minecraft movie.
So yeah, the
You're
notes of note from what's ineligible for Writers Guild. As previously mentioned, because the countries of origin are not part of WGA or the sister organisations, it was just an accident. Secret Agent, Surratt and Sentimental Value will not be showing up there. We know.
that checks.
And then Sorry Baby will be ineligible. Blue Moon's ineligible. Dead Man's Wire, Father, Mother, Sister, Brother, A Private Life, Rental Family, and Rosemead on the original screenplay front. And then with adapted, I guess he pissed the wrong people off. Park Chan-wook's No Other Choices been snubbed.
I think if it was ever here in the place.
Pillion, which obviously got the On Certain Regard at Cannes, and also the Gotham screenplay nod. Also, History of Sound, Don't Let's Go to the Dogs Tonight, Ballad of a Small Player, and The Chronology of Water, and Peter Hudger's Day. So there's not as many, I feel, in previous years that is missing out in WGA. Because I feel in some of them, some of the list has been like, it feels like half the list is like that could have been in consideration. Whereas with this year, I think there's probably a couple here and there, maybe 3. And then, just because it's probably easier to touch on, but we'll obviously cover them somewhat as well, more so when we get to doing Globes predictions. AJ is the savant of TV again.
Of course he is.
17 out of 21 correct answers on that. Owen on 15, I was on 13. And then for the film stuff, AJ had 13, myself and Owen both had 11. So we'll go through sort of them as appropriate. So I'll cover the TV stuff as much as we can during the TV predictions for the Globes and the movie stuff as well. I might sort of jump in because obviously on the movie front there's a lot of categories that critics are predicting that the Globes don't give a shit about.
I do need to say something while we're on the subject of the Critics' Choice. I don't know how many people actually watched the Critics' Choice show.
Yes.
Kind of insane how many spoilery clips they used.
Yeah, I agree.
That was quite a choice.
Especially as well as some of the bits, it's like they didn't use clips at all. And then half the time it was like, no, we put clips for this one, but not the other category, but it's in the same thing. So it's like, okay.
When they did picture, the clip they used for Train Dreams was kind of shocking. And that maybe it's me spoiling it by telling people this if they haven't seen it, but I mean, the cat's out of the bag now and you'll know when you see it, and the impact will already be hit, but literally using the final shot and most emotionally impactful moment in J. Kelly as the clip Whose call was that? It's the last. Literally, that clip cuts to credits that they used for Jay Kelly. I don't. That makes no sense to me that they would do that. Like, there's there. Are there no artistic people? I guess there aren't really artistic people behind this because the opening montage was really lacking. The opening montage was way too. There was way too much cutting. It was like a fraction of a second clips for the opening montage, which does not make a montage.
No.
I just wanted to throw that out there.
Right, so I guess we get into predictions as I double check where we are on the stream, so I can put a time in the description.
Okay.
We're roughly at the 43-minute mark. So yeah, I will button as appropriate sort of here and there on the things, but I think because TV will sort of cross over a fair bit with a few spots here and there for the other TV and TV related things, I'll insert them in as necessary.
Well, I guess it's worth noting that, like Critics' Choice, I haven't really done these ahead of time, but I feel like I probably know what my choices are going to be, so I'm just gonna run with it.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, I don't get stuck on anything. So are we starting Globe now?
I'd say so, yeah.
Well, I guess we'll start with the. I need to get away from SAG. It's the wrong tab. Uh, so I guess we'll start with the "Why are these here" categories, which would be podcast and comedy special. Comedy specials for some reason at the top of the list for TV, but whatever. We'll try to put some organization here since they didn't. Are we ready for the podcast category?
Mm-hmm.
As we're ever be.
I didn't think those words would ever come out of my mouth, but here we are.
Oh, shoot.
We've got Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard, Call Her Daddy, Good Hang with Amy Poehler, the Mel Robbins podcast, Smartless, and Up First. I'm saying Amy Poehler. That seems to be the most acclaimed one.
Yeah, I'm just going with that because Globes.
Yeah, I don't have any knowledge of these shows. I've never watched any of these shows. I barely know who these people are. I thought about Dax Shepard, honestly, but Amy Poehler makes sense.
The one that I wouldn't mind seeing winning is the Smartless one because that's the. Let me double check. Bloody digital audio. Why is that a thing? The Smartless one is the one that Will Arnett, Sean Hayes, and Jason Bateman do.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that's a good sort of list of people, and it's like I don't know who anybody is in Call Her Daddy. There are names that are there, and they exist.
I love Bateman and Sean Hayes, but not to shade Arnett there or anything, but they as much as I love them, that podcast is very unfocused, and maybe that's
Then again, I feel that's the concept of that why that works because it's literally just.
Yeah.
There was a show over here that Alan Davis from QI does called As Yet Untitled, because they just literally just talk randomly for like 40 minutes, and by the end they work out what the title of the episode is. I feel that's kind of Smartless to some extent as well.
Well, now that you've brought Alan Davis up,
Oh,
me and Ashley will try not to derail this next category with another conversation, but something is going to come up because of somebody that's here.
Right, yeah.
So for stand-up, is everybody on the same page?
Yeah.
We've got Ricky Gervais, Brett Goldstein, Kevin Hart, Bill Maher, future Taskmaster contestant Kumail Nanjiani, and Sarah Silverman. Ricky Gervais has already said he's not going to be there, but I wouldn't be surprised if they give it to him anyway. I actually think I'm leaning him. I went with Silverman for Critics' Choice, and it didn't work out. I hope it's not Bill Maher. I haven't seen Bill Maher's special. I'm not really interested in Bill Maher's special, honestly.
I saw some people
Um,
claiming, how did this get nominated because it's a show from like 2023,
oh,
but it just took that long to get like put up somewhere for streaming or whatever, so bit weird.
and I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I'm going to assume this Kevin Hart special is like the other Kevin Hart specials. Uh, he took a small break from his gambling commercials to do a special, apparently. So I've got it narrowed down to Gervais, Goldstein, and Silverman. I think I'm gonna say Ricky Gervais. They seem to just really like him, and I don't think the fact that he's not gonna be there is probably gonna matter. Um, so yeah, I'll just say Ricky Gervais.
I'm thinking
Plus,
Gervais as
plus,
well because it it's surprising, like, because those always sort of come out every few years, at least in the UK on DVD, and they were like one of the big sort of comedy stand-up things. Now that obviously it's all switched to streaming, I feel his shows sort of deliver because I feel that like with some of the other ones, the stand-up performance thing struggles because it's them basically there every year or every other year, and it's sort of like, how much it is. But Gervais always tries to sort of go some sort of topic, sort of generally that's different to all the rest of them. So I'm sticking with Gervais on this one.
I mean, Sarah Silverman did not work out the last time I went, even though the special's phenomenal, and the fact I saw it live makes it even better. Um, it's funny because I feel that one of my immediate go-tos was Brett Goldstein. Again, never seen Ted Lasso, don't know anything about it, but apparently popular. Know that. Don't know who this guy is, but I feel I have to concur with the panel and just go Ricky Gervais because, like AJ said, it doesn't matter if he shows up or not; he still wins, and he's already won before. He won 2 years ago.
And we
there was
quite
another point I wanted to make about Gervais that I forgot. I haven't watched it yet, but to my understanding, he does talk about his hosting past in the special.
Makes sense.
And the whole reason the Globes exist is because they just want to be in the conversation. So I think that might give them.
I could get
It might give them.
meta.
It's like, did he talk about us? We're voting for him.
Of course, we don't have precedent from critics because critics gave it to SNL.
Yeah.
In the other categories, if we're doing the categories that are why are they here to some extent, carrying over the sort of critics' choice stuff, variety series went to Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Squid Game did get foreign language series.
I got that.
South Park Before the Show got best animated series. Jimmy Kimmel did get talk show.
Yep.
And did a pretty good speech. Bridget Jones did get best TV movie. Even though I saw like 2 or 3 things saying it was other films, which was really bloody confusing. And then we move on, I guess, to the acting categories.
All right. So I like how they really simplified the category title here, and I mean that sincerely. So it's just best supporting actress on television.
I like that.
Yeah.
So much better.
We've got Carrie Coon for The White Lotus, Aaron Doherty for Adolescence, Hannah Einbinder for Hacks, Catherine O'Hara for The Studio, Parker Posey for The White Lotus, and Amy Lou Wood for The White Lotus.
I love The White Lotus.
Yeah, so honestly, I'd say if they went with anybody for The White Lotus, it might be Amy Lou Wood, maybe Carrie Coon. I just feel like they were the most Parker Posey is obviously Parker Posey, but I feel like those two were much more prominent.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't really matter because we've got frequent winner Hannah Einbinder here, and we've got Aaron Doherty who's been winning everything else. Catherine O'Hara in the studio is interesting. It's even more interesting that she's at SAG with more competition because Catherine O'Hara is barely fucking in the studio. So a lot of this has been confused. I feel like this is mainly name value. She keeps showing up. She's good while she's there, but she's in what, 2 episodes prominently?
Yeah.
But all this is for naught because I'm saying Aaron Doherty anyway. So pretty comfortably. But I can also imagine Globe trying to throw a bit of a curveball here and there. But I feel good about Aaron Doherty here, I think.
I honestly think Globe could go O'Hara on this one. Just because I feel that there's sort of generally been sort of a lot of love for her sort of her kind of stuff over the years, especially, you know, when they get to present an award. But yeah, I'm going with Aaron Doherty as well.
And again, being in the conversation, we know the Globes are going to love the studio because there is a Globes ceremony in the studio.
So we talk about Hannah Einbinder winning a lot in previous years, but when it comes to the Globes, she's never won.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
No, not for the Globes.
Huh.
The magic of having a tablet off camera. Anyway, I also concur with Aaron Doherty, but this is a way to give back to Hannah Einbinder that they haven't done since she started being nominated. But I don't think that's the direction they're going to go.
I mean, they got one more season to do it at least. So, oh, is this where I bring up the bloody Emmys being now stupid? They're introducing a legacy award, so as long as a thing's run 60 episodes and or 5 seasons, it can win the legacy award. So there's our outstanding contribution to cinema award, everybody.
So AEW Dynamite running for the. I approve.
So this one might be a little trickier. For supporting actor on television, we've got Owen Cooper for Adolescence, Billy Crudup for The Morning Show, Walton Goggins for The White Lotus, Jason Isaacs for The White Lotus, Tremel Tillman for Severance, and Ashley Walters for Adolescence. You would want to jump immediately on Owen Cooper, but I don't think he's ever been paired with Tremel Tillman before.
So we don't have proof of what happens when they face off with each other.
And to be totally honest with you, I don't know why. Maybe because he's done it before. But any time Billy Crudup is at any of these, I think he could steal it.
He is also.
Did he not do that at SAG once? Is that why I'm thinking that?
That has to be it because he's been on at Globes and he blanked both times.
But again, a lot of people were like, there's a lot of recognition in the other things, in the other categories that
sure.
morning or in, you know, other predictions or, you know, for other awards where like the morning show had its weakest season, but it got obviously a couple of no, I think it was just was it that like best actress just randomly, and it wasn't even like the lead actresses. And the fact that Kudrup didn't make it in there. So, yeah. I feel Kudrup to the Globes is like, you know, insert name here to SAG. It's like he's making it in no matter what. Which is,
They're just
write
not
it,
going to give
write,
him the.
if it's getting another season for 2026, write it down.
See, I would say Owen Cooper's the obvious choice, with Tremel Tillman being the spoiler. Does that sound accurate?
Yeah, I'd say that's logical.
Probably, yeah. It's between those two, I feel.
Okay. So, shit. I really feel like it's a case of whichever one I go with, it's going to be the other. It's the vibe I'm
Yeah.
getting. So, now that I've said that, I can say anybody. So, I'm going to go safe and say Owen Cooper, but Tremel Tillman's definitely the spoiler if he's considered the obvious one.
I'm sticking with Owen Cooper as well. Just because. I mean, I don't think Severance Season 3 would be bad. But with Adolescence, it's sort of. From what I can tell, the only chance we've got, at least Owen, to get some recognition before the Hollywood machine does whatever it does with him. With how many young actors we've seen that sort of get sort of recognition like this, and then they either go really good or they're disappeared in 5 years.
You know, I would say because of just sheer understanding of what the actual television show is, not knowing anything about it whatsoever, the names I see pop up more than anything seem to be Adolescence and Severance. And I mean, it's hard to go against my own name, so not going to. Even though he is only 16, so he still may have a long career ahead of himself. They could give it to Tremel Tillman here.
Mm-hmm.
And part of me wants to go with Tillman, but I'm going to, again, it's like I said, it's hard to go against my own namesake. So, yeah.
In terms of the supporting categories from Critics' Choice, Ike Barinholtz won Comedy Actor for Studio. Janelle James finally got some recognition for Abbott Elementary and Supporting Actress in a Comedy. Tremel Tillman getting Supporting Actor in Drama in an award that was named after him because of the spot that they did like 30 minutes before. Supporting Actress in a Drama went to Catherine Lanassa for The Pit. And then in part one of Let's Talk About Adolescence, Owen Cooper and Erin Doherty took Supporting Actor and Actress in limited series.
All right. Are we on to actress in a limited series, anthology series, or
Mm-hmm.
TV movie that's not here in either one of these?
Yes.
Actually, I don't think TV movies didn't show up at all, did they? In the acting categories.
Just double checking. No, all those are series. Yeah.
We've got Claire Danes for The Beast in Me, Rashida Jones for Black Mirror, Amanda Seyfried for Long Bright River, Sarah Snook for All Her Fault, Michelle Williams for Dying for Sex, and Robin Wright for The Girlfriend. It's so interesting when you see a big name and you don't know what the thing is. I don't know what Long Bright River is. But so I didn't know Jacob Elordi's thing either.
Blame people.
I would kind of love it if Rashida Jones came in and stole this, honestly. But I also I could also totally still see Michelle Williams doing it. But I'm wondering if I want to hang on to my good luck I had going with Sarah Snook, like I did Critics' Choice. I suppose this could be anybody, actually.
Yeah.
This is one of those categories. Um, And the interesting thing also is that Rashida Jones stands out because she's only working with one episode, but she is that good. Like that, if she won for this, it would be deserved. Um, I'll play it safe and stick with Sarah Snook, but I genuinely think it could be any one of them, honestly.
I'm gonna go with Snook as well, but yeah, I see your point. This kind of is wide open because I always feel sort of the globes go in a different way because it's Hollywood foreign press rather than, let's be honest, probably a lot of Critics' Choice people are sort of Americans. I feel that's sort of going to be a factor, but yeah, I'll stick with Snook.
Is Sarah Snook the only non-American? She's Australian, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Not that it like matters
Australian.
necessarily, but now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm definitely also going to go with Sarah Snook here.
All right, actor in a miniseries or anthology series, etc.
Yes.
Jacob Elordi for The Narrow Road to the Deep, Paul Giamatti for Black Mirror, Stephen Graham for Adolescence, Charlie Hunnam for Monster, Jude Law for Black Rabbit, and Matthew Rhys for The Beast in Me. I started Black Rabbit recently. I like that Law and Bateman split here, with Law being here and Bateman being at SAG. So obviously, the question is Stephen Graham going to get blindsided by anybody? And for some reason, the only person I'm thinking could do that is Giamatti. I don't know why I'm thinking that, honestly.
Same thing you said of the one performance for Rashida Jones. It's one episode to make your mark.
But I feel like there's no reason to not go with Stephen Graham. But it's just usually it's SAG where somebody gets blindsided. But I don't know. I'm fearing that with some of these people. But I'm gonna play it safe and stick with Stephen Graham.
Yeah.
Plus, on top of that, with Giamatti only having one episode, Stephen Graham's only got two. If you don't count is at the end of the second episode where he's at the memorial site, but he doesn't have any lines.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, he's just got two episodes. So, yeah.
But he makes the most of them, so that's why I'm sticking with Stephen Graham. Yeah, the fact as well that, you know, I feel you could tell this from the Critics' Choice. He's very sort of personally attached to this because you know, obviously he co-created it and co-wrote it, as well as probably being one of the exec producers more than likely on it. Not that it also needed Brad Pitt. It'd be good to see him just get some recognition for the performance that he has to do, for what the story is, not just for having came up with a story.
I was about to say earlier, just for the last shot alone when he's on the bed would get it for him, and then I had to rephrase in my head because I was like, oh wait, the entire last episode is the last shot technically. the last moment when he's on the bed would do it for him alone.
Everybody like talks about the show and all. I'm just standing here going, don't know what's going on. This makes sense to me. Stephen Graham.
Let's scroll on up and finish out limited series, anthology, etc. We got Adolescence, All Her Fault, The Beast in Me, Black Mirror, Dying for Sex, and The Girlfriend. I'm not really getting that blindsiding feeling now.
Not for
I'm,
this.
I'm pretty comfortable saying Adolescence.
Yeah.
I concur.
All right, the comedy categories.
I didn't go over too much of those in terms of Critics' Choice because we pretty much went with what won at Critics' Choice.
Okay. For actress in a comedy series, we've got Kristen Bell for Nobody Wants This, Iowa Debris for The Bear, Selena Gomez for Only Murders in the Building, Natasha Lyonne for Poker Face, Jenna Ortega for Wednesday, and Jean Smart for Hacks. So obviously Jean Smart's the easy choice. Natasha Lyonne is probably done? Question mark. And I know sometimes that, or at least at one point in time, that used to factor in.
Mhm.
Iowa Debris in a fucking drama at this point, especially her character. Again, a Kristen Bell win would always be nice. Is Jean Smart too obvious? What are Jean Smart's stats here?
So for the last years, she has split the award with Iowa Debris, except for the 1 year that Quinta Brunson won.
Okay, so Quinta Brunson's not here.
Yep.
And Iowa's show is kind of not as beloved as it used to be, including by me.
Oh.
I still love the show and I still love those characters, but this fourth season was extremely underwhelming.
Okay.
So, and it's kind of just a lot of wallowing in self-pity, which a lot of people say that's been the whole show from the start, but this season in particular was just everybody thinking their life sucks, and it's like
I mean, Jean Smart has been nominated for every season so far because 2023 they didn't have episodes come out.
Well,
so
my main concern was if Jean Smart had like won a lot at this point, and if she's been like splitting it up a little bit, it's probably reasonable to think it would come back around to her, right? So, I'd honestly, much as I like Jean Smart in Hacks, seeing anybody else of these choices take it would be really fun too. Especially Natasha Lyonne, or Kristen Bell. But I'm just gonna again play it safe and say Jean Smart. But this is another one where it's like, honestly, if it's any of them, I don't know that I would go into shock necessarily.
yeah, I'm going Smart with this one, but I don't think there's. Maybe Ortega will be the surprise because I don't know whether the splitting the season into two parts worked for Wednesday. I'm not sure.
I was honestly genuinely surprised she showed up at SAG.
Mm,
Yeah. Best way to put it, the same thing I said at Critics' Choice. Jean Smart award goes to Jean Smart.
Actor in a comedy series?
mm-hmm.
This is an one because a streak could be broken tonight.
We've got Adam Brody for Nobody Wants This, Steve Martin for Only Murders in the Building, Glenn Powell for Chad Powers, Seth Rogen for The Studio, Martin Short for Only Murders in the Building, and Jeremy Allen White for The Bear. So again, obvious choice is Rogen. Did you ever think we'd be saying that either? The obvious choice for this award is Seth Rogen. He's been good for a long time.
It is very unlikely that Jeremy Allen White is going to four-peat this year.
Worth noting, I just got to throw this out there. Every time Seth Rogen has taken a swing into drama, whether it be Take This Waltz or Steve Jobs or especially The Fablemans, it always pays off. He's so good. Like he's really so good. So I love this.
I mean,
I love that Seth Rogen's the obvious answer.
I know
And
there's
I love
comedic things to. What was that one where he was like the pickle guy?
An American Pickle.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like there were comedy elements in that, but there were some bits that were like also treated as like proper drama in that as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
And the great thing too is that obviously his performance in the studio is comedic and hilarious. But he in his character's mind spends the whole show in constant terror. And that's what makes it fun. So the thing I'm leading to is, are the Globes going to try to be hip and maybe go Glenn Powell or something? But again, the studio had a whole Globe ceremony in it, so I'm sure they love the show. As much as the rest of us love the show, we should all love the show because it's brilliant. So I have no problem saying Rogan here.
It's annoying that the studio's on a network like Apple. Because if it was
Yes,
on
very much
Netflix, you know it'd
so.
get cancelled after the first season because, just living up to that bloody Barry spot where it's like, it didn't please the algorithm. But it got a 98 on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, but the algorithm didn't like it.
Don't even get me started on Barry. I'll go for an hour about how brilliant Barry is.
So yeah, I'm saying Seth Rogen as well. We need a laughing Timoon. Or yeah. I can't do it.
Yeah, I think the sweep continues, and deservingly so. Seth Rogen. Sorry, Jeremy Allen White, you don't get to four-peat. Three's enough. We're good.
And for comedy series, we've got Abbott Elementary, The Bear, Hacks, Nobody Wants This, Only Murders in the Building, and The Studio. Again, I feel like we say this every year. Hacks is always possible.
Oh, always.
But there's just really so much momentum for the studio, right? It really does feel like there's no other option.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to say that without mentioning Hacks is always waiting in the wings. But I am saying the studio.
Yeah, I feel the style that it is and like the way it cuts into the industry as bitterly as it does. I feel the studio is going to be getting probably the nod here.
I will say that, as everyone knows, I'm not a streaming guy, and many examples on this channel throughout the years, especially the last couple award seasons. But every time I hear things about the studio, it has the same thought process of it's going to win, and I really wish I could actually see the show.
All right. Last three TV categories.
Yes, please.
All right. For actress in a drama series, we got Kathy Bates for Matlock, Britt Lauer for Severance, Hal Mirren for Mobland, Bella Ramsey for The Last of Us, Kerry Russell for The Diplomat, and Ray Seahorn for Pluribus. I almost called it The Severance, like I'm fucking 80 years old.
Matlock.
So, again, we have an obvious choice with Ray Seahorn.
Yeah.
But will any blindsides happen? Like Kathy Bates, like Britt Lauer. Maybe Helen Mirren could come from out of nowhere. They seem to love The Diplomat. Notice I've only seemed to have ruled out Bella Ramsey. Which is also a strong performance. But again, I'm just going to keep being safe until proven otherwise. And then I'll be, maybe when we get to SAG, maybe I'll be more risky if something happens here. But for now, I'll stay safe and say Ray Seahorn.
Just the fact that, I mean, she's practically the only main character. A few others that sort of, I say others because that's a joke, because of course that's the list of the group, just the others. But I don't feel there's sort of there's other predominant lead characters other than her because of the situation that she's put in because of what happened. So yeah, it's I feel it's hers to lose, but although it isn't anything to do with Taylor Sheridan, I feel Helen Mirren and Mobland is the Taylor Sheridan entry. Just how Kevin Costner was in Yellowstone a few years back was like, okay, that happened.
Is it so? We're calling it the Paramount entry, essentially.
Maybe, yeah. That might be the better option, considering Landman doesn't get any recognition anywhere else. So
almost
close.
Oh, true.
Well, yeah, I feel like it writes itself. I mean, I was looking to see if Kathy Bates has won before, and I think she took. Did she take SAG? Because I knew she won Critics' Choice.
I think, yeah.
I knew she won something, and I knew she didn't win Globes. She's been nominated before, but she didn't win. Kerry Russell just is happy to be nominated like every year. Yeah, Ray Seahorn is winning this. I don't really see another answer.
Yeah, because her Critics' Choice speech is how I learned that Eric Christian Olsen is apparently the reason we have this Matlock, which feels like it came from out of nowhere.
Eco created Matlock. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, actor in a drama series.
Yes.
We got Sterling K. Brown for Paradise, Diego Luna for Andor, Gary Oldman for Slow Horses, Ruffalo for Task, Adam Scott for Severance, and Noah Wyle for the. I don't know why Ruffalo's just Ruffalo to me, but.
After Poor Thing, be Ruffalo.
Now again, I could say, is there anybody that's not gonna say Noah Wyle? But something crazy could happen with Adam Scott. Maybe even Oldman. Obviously, Andor is done, or at least it should be chronologically, but anything could happen. And Ruffalo, I would not put it past Ruffalo to take this also. But again, until proven otherwise, I'm gonna be safe, and I'm gonna say Noah Wyle.
I'm going with Noah as well. It's annoying how we're sort of all predicting the same on these, but they sort of feel too signposted. So that's why I'm just hoping with one of the TV categories something interesting happens.
I need points, and I need points fast if I'm going to this year. Hey, if we have a three-way tie, we all win the night, so that's all that matters.
Well, Owen, am I to guess you're going with Noah Wyle then?
Well, it would compel me to go with good old Latino man, but I am not. I am also going with Noah Wyle. I was looking to see if he got nominated for ER, but at least not at Globes, he didn't.
Again, I always have to say my disclaimer. You referring to Diego Luna as Latino is a reference to Josh Brolin's line in Milk. You are not racist.
No, I'm not.
So, I believe the implication was
character in Milk.
I believe the implication was that Dan White was probably racist. So
Dan White has an issue.
Yeah, he had many.
Yeah, many issues. That was the joke.
All right.
Yeah, just looking as well. Technically, he's won 4 SAGs for TV ensemble,
Okay.
but
So he
but for the Pit, he won the Gotham TV Award back in June, and then technically both Emmys because he's also exec producer of the Pit as well. So
Well, I was thinking that if you want to talk about like award-winning like actor performances for ER would have been Anthony Edwards and George Clooney instead.
yeah,
So
it's on their own. Yeah, he was just
right.
part of the ensemble.
That makes sense. See, I'm not stupid when it comes to TV sometimes.
So with drama series, finish out TV.
Yep.
We've got The Diplomat, The Pit, Pluribus, Severance, Slow Horses, and The White Lotus. This is interesting because obviously you'd want to say The Pit, but then my thought was, well, if they have a recency bias, they might go Pluribus maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Possible.
Now, obviously, Severance is always a choice, but what's interesting about the Pluribus conversation is you could say if they have a recency bias. But the interesting thing about that is that the Pit has already circled back around.
Right.
So people are watching the Pit again right now. So I honestly think Pluribus is possible. Even if it doesn't get an acting win, I think Severance is still possible. But again, I feel like the safe bet is the Pit, and I think safety has been our game this video. So I'm just gonna stick with the Pit, but Pluribus really wouldn't surprise me, and Severance pretty much wouldn't surprise me either.
Severance is also win because it lost to House of the Dragon in 2022.
Plus, let's say hypothetically Tremel Tillman does end up beating Owen Cooper, then it'll be interesting to see where Severance lands when we get to this point.
Spread out the love for television, potentially.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Well, we aren't going to agree on something. I'm just going to go with Pluribus here. Not
Fair.
really just sort of recency bias, but I feel that sort of there's the potential that Pit is basically just ER 2.0 and this will be the thing that you see every time. Pluribus, it might be the chance to give it its flowers because I can't remember. I think the Globes Well, the Globes I think pretty much ignored Better Call Saul, but I can't remember how heavy they were for Breaking Bad. Let me double check.
I think Breaking Bad was all over, and Better Call Saul was just like here. Better Call Saul I don't think had any wins, but it was like every now and then it would like kind of show up. But
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Breaking
Bad won in 2013 and got nothing.
Mm-hmm. And then it was.
And Better Call Saul only got nominated in 2022, which I think was its final season, ish maybe, but didn't win because it lost to House of the Dragon as well, because that was the same year as Severance and everything. So
Yes.
So give Vince his flowers.
I mean, I should just split the vote and say Severance, but I mean, it's I'm gonna go with the.
I'm going with what you cut out. That's like.
Okay. The Pit.
Okay.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. F1. The Pit. Especially F1 this season. My God. Let's go.
I would say, well, speaking of F1.
Yeah. Indeed.
Much like we did with TV, let's start with the Who Gives a Shit category.
Hey now. I have lots of friends that are stuntmen.
Or better yet, Stones aren't here, are they?
No.
I'm talking about cinematic and box office achievement.
Those things shouldn't happen.
The category that I believe still has not been fucking defined.
No. Because it's rare. It's random. The ones that won.
Well, our list here of 8 is Avatar, F1, K-pop Demon Hunters, Mission Impossible, Sinners, Weapons, Wicked, and Zootopia. Well, you would think, oh, Zootopia like just passed $1 billion, so that must be in the conversation. Or Avatar just like passed $1 billion, this should be in the conversation.
No.
I've got it narrowed down to 2, and it's neither one of those.
That's correct.
Do you also have it narrowed down to K-pop Demon Hunters Sinners?
Ooh, nope.
Do you have it narrowed down to 2 or just 1?
I have 2, but it's not the 2 you chose.
I could see it being K-pop Demon Hunters if they want to be all popular. Who's won this before? Barbie and what?
Wicked. So there's precedent.
Wicked Part
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, if you talk about just overall, the Eras Tour losing was kind of a surprise, honestly. Especially all the money it made in the short amount of time it was in theaters.
Well, if you actually wanted to take the name of the category seriously, K-pop Demon Hunters is the one that stands out the most because it had to be an event in order to get its theatrical run at all.
It got AMC to work with Netflix. That's a big deal in its own right.
And with the precedent, and I don't even know exactly what it is that's making me say this, but when you look at the lineup of Barbie, Wicked, K-pop Demon Hunters, it makes sense as a lineup.
Yeah.
Like if you went Barbie, Wicked, Sinners, it'd be like, well, that's a curveball. Because like when we started this, I had planned on saying Sinners.
Okay.
But I've talked myself into K-pop Demon Hunters, I think. So Sinners makes all of the sense in a category that does not make sense. So I don't. But I think I'm going to, based on the other 2 winners, I'm gonna say K-pop Demon Hunter. But I feel like by all accounts, it probably should be Sinners, especially since is K-pop Demon Hunters an original movie?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Sinners is an original movie. Weapons is an original movie. I guess technically F1's an original movie, even though
yeah, to some extent, because
it's an established concept.
Because
Yes.
the team that is sort of the subject matter doesn't exist, and to be fair, you have to give it credit to the fact, and I alluded it to before without being spoilers, but given that how far we are now down, the fact that it's basically portrayed as a team that's kind of shit and is trying to make its way in the thing feels like it's a better fit than like trying to have them automatically winning for world titles, while also having the actual drivers that are winning world titles be sub characters. The way I'm looking at this is I feel this is the punching above its weight achievement award. Because I feel there's a lot of people that didn't have that many hopes for a Barbie movie. And obviously not everybody on the panel here was a fan of it, but enough of the press sort of liked it enough that it actually sort of got a groundswell of sort of approval. I feel the same happened last year with Wicked, but in the sense of there was a lot of pressure on that given how beloved the original musical is. and it delivered.
What's crazy is I remember the conversation where a lot of people thought Wicked was going to bomb, and it was after the first trailer came out.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, "Oh, this is gonna bomb so bad."
Yeah, I
Well,
wasn't sure, but then the trailers actually managed to get better and whatever. Whereas I feel with Wicked Part 2, it sort of stagnated because all the big points is what got hit in Part 1, basically. So, which is why, I mean, K-pop Demon Hunters is in there because it's punching above its weight for being as successful it is and sort of changing the industry, and that's in there. But the other two that I have in consideration, and it's the ones that I'm splitting between, is Weapons for a horror film that took as much money as it did for what a relatively small budget that it was. And then my pick, which is a film taken from the remnants of Blade and whatever, with an original screenplay that got somewhat little to no publicity. I don't think Warner Brothers really gave it that much push, as much as they could have done. But it turned into an Inception. Case in point, the box office. You know, the fact that it took as much as it did. I'm going with that because it's the closest I can say that it's getting an ensemble thing. Because I feel that sort of. That is more of an ensemble thing than it actually getting, best drama or comedy or whatever. Even though it may or may not do that. We'll see. But, yeah, the fact that it's for okay, it had a sort of $90 to $100 million budget, but again, from the remnants of Blade and whatever, Warner Brothers were going to give it a chance. But the fact that it nearly quadrupled its box office, obviously not in taking into account too much marketing costs, maybe, shows you that that had way more legs than I think even Warner Brothers thought it was going to have. And God forbid if Netflix is going to make all these films only be 17 days and then shove straight to Netflix if that deal goes through. But we'll get to that, because Warner Brothers is going to have an interesting last year, possibly.
It's tough because when I looked at it, my judgment was going to be to go with F1 or Weapons. I never considered Sinners. Ashley did bring up a tremendous point, though. We're not going to repeat. I don't think enough people liked the last Mission Impossible. It was good. I liked it, but I don't think overall people liked it as much as they have previous ones.
Yeah, I felt that had the sort of Wicked problem in that there were too many sort of exposition bits where it's like you're just trying to fill between set piece to set piece, which of course with Wicked it's the musical songs, but in Mission Impossible it's like, so how are we going to get from this stunt to this stunt?
yeah, the final reckoning is the Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2 of Mission Impossible movies. It's
Yeah.
Does that mean I can make a Garbage Day reference?
I was gonna say, so there's always one scene that stands out. So I guess the plane scene is the garbage day scene, or the underwater scene.
Both amazing scenes to watch in a Dolby Digital theater, especially when you can hear a pin drop. Disney's not in consideration for this. I never thought of that in the first place. I feel that it literally got AMC and Netflix to work together. That's a big deal because AMC don't like Netflix and Netflix don't like AMC. So them working together hopefully will keep Netflix movies in the best picture marathon that they do every single year. But luckily, sight unseen, if everything works out, I've already seen Frankenstein theatrically, so I don't have to worry about it. I said worry about Train Dream. But yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters.
I suppose another thing, if we're going to actually take the name of the category seriously in the achievement front, I guess another reason Avatar and Zootopia aren't in the conversation despite their money is nobody's amazed if they broke $1 billion.
No.
It's like Avatar and Zootopia broke $1 billion. Your first thought is, well, yeah, we knew that. We knew that was going to happen.
A big thing that I think that was a factor in that as well is the only reason they really broke $1 billion is international. Which, admittedly, Hollywood foreign press, so foreign is the key word. But I feel that so far when we've done this, they've really been trying to push as like what's done the best in the US box office rather than what's done the best actually globally. Which is kind of why I'm surprised that Minecraft didn't make it in, because I'm pretty sure that maybe billioned as well. Roughly, let me quickly check. I mean, if there was justice in the world, Najar 2 would have won this because people loved it. It broke records in the US stuff for like animation and or foreign film, and it's the highest grossing film fucking ever. But Zootopia 2, lol. I want to just check. Minecraft was 950 million-ish. Lilo and Stitch actually made $1 billion. Avatar only just surpassed that this week.
So, if you're like me and you're looking at the Wikipedia list, we're jumping up quite a bit.
We're jumping up,
So,
up.
Before we do the music categories, we'll do international. Are we all on the same page there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like we're in church or something. Open up your Bibles to whichever fucking page.
I have a tablet.
We got we're doing international.
That's right.
Or non-English as they call it.
Film not in English.
It was just an accident, no other choice. The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Surat, and the voice of Henry Job. The international category is really interesting this year.
Yeah.
Because it's basically down to 3 with 2 possible spoilers.
Yeah.
So, as we were probably going to talk about anyway, The Secret Agent got Critics' Choice.
Heck yeah, it did.
Mm-hmm. Again, before the ceremony actually happened, they just got it on the red carpet and they were like, oh, we thought we were getting it in the... They didn't say it like that, but it was kind of like, oh, I thought we were getting it in the building.
So we've got it down to, it was just an accident, no other It was just an accident, The Secret Agent, and Sentimental Value.
Right.
Which is interesting because all 3 of those movies are in the picture category. So we don't have, none of them has a leg up on the other in that front. So, oh, but no other choices in musical or comedy too. I forgot about that. I've seen No Other Choice since the last time we did a prediction video too. I'll probably get those thoughts out in a minute, but yeah, this is one I actually didn't think over ahead of time. I kind of want to say, I kind of don't want to say The Secret Agent. Is that a mistake?
I don't know.
Because I've shifted my focus to it was just an accident. If it was just an accident or Sentimental Value, actually. It's also interesting that all of these have at least one acting nomination, except for It Was Just an Accident. However, It Was Just an Accident does have a coveted spot, if I remember correctly, in screenplay, as does Sentimental Value. I say coveted spot in screenplay, of course, because theirs are combined.
I feel
into
it's the
one
first
category.
time that everything that's in non-English has recognition somewhere else at the Globes. It isn't just here because it's non-English.
Yeah. Oh my god. I would say, is Sentimental Value considered the safe choice, or is It Was Just an Accident considered the safe choice? I'm gonna say fuck.
Yep.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
say fuck
say
everybody. Yeah.
It's a documentary. Go watch.
does it put Sentimental Value out of favor at all that there's English in it? Like a decent amount of English in it?
No, because The Secret Agent has English in it.
No Other Choice has like one line in English. One or two lines in English.
I won't know until next Friday.
I feel like I should say Sentimental Value, but I think I keep going back to It Was Just an Accident. So maybe I should just go with that.
Okay.
Should I just go with that? I guess I'm gonna go with that. I can't turn back now. I've said it. Fuck.
Yep. Great documentary. Go watch it.
It was just. So just double check. Sorry, AJ. Come and drink now. So you went with Just an Accident, right?
I think I did.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, this is. I don't want to say the voice of Henry Jabs sort of happy to be here.
Yeah.
But I feel like the other five have more skin in the game than that does. Except you don't have a five-sided coin, so I'll stick with following Critics' Choice and go with Secret Agent. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. At this rate, Henry Jab might even be like, okay. So getting that list down to 5 at the Oscars is going to be tasty.
I wouldn't count out Surat here. It's had a lot of visibility all season. I don't think it's going to go very far, but there's no doubt why it's lined up in here. Rookie mistake would be DGA pushing me away from It Was Just an Accident, and then it gets into PGA tomorrow. It doesn't matter. I don't think No Other Choice is in this at all. Then watch it win. I love The Secret Agent. It's good, really good, and it deserved its Critics' Choice victory. But it's time to finally start realizing what movie of this lineup needs to have visibility more than ever before right now. That's Sentimental Value. So I think it's nice that we split this category. So one of us is getting a point. Or no one's getting a point.
Should I just should I say my piece on No Other Choice real quick?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it next week. Really am.
Well, here's the thing with me, and it sounds like this shouldn't be an issue, but it's something I just couldn't pull my mind away from the whole time. So obviously, in real life, as far as I know, Park Chan Wook is pretty close with Bong Joon Ho, right?
Mm-hmm. Directed
Yeah.
by.
And there was the whole bit in the Criterion Closet where he talks about how Park Chan Wook like borrowed his DVDs and didn't give them back or something. I couldn't help but notice a probable inspiration, I was really distracted the whole time by how much No Other Choice feels like it could be in the same universe as Parasite.
I
Where
get
it's
that
like
vibe trailer.
where it's like when you have the different classes, got the scheming and the way the characters sort of interact, and like when things get frantic, everything in that vein feels pretty much exactly like Parasite. Um, and that's one of those things where I don't know if I would like if I had seen No Other Choice without any context of Parasite, if it'd be a totally different movie to me. But I wasn't able to separate it from Parasite while I was watching it because they felt like way too similar in tone and everything else. So
That
yeah,
bodes.
that's. But like I said, a lot of people will probably see that as a feature rather than a bug. But um, I don't know. It just felt like it was. It almost felt like somebody had loosely remade Parasite, and knowing that they're like buddies in real life kind of made me think like how influenced by Bong Joon Ho was he exactly? But that's where I stand with No Other Choice. But that doesn't mean anything. So should we go on to animated?
This should be easy.
Well, I'll briefly run through the other categories from critics. So, stunt design went to Mission Impossible. Special visual effects went to Avatar. Frankenstein took makeup and hair. Uh, do we have score for Globes, or do they just do song? I can't remember.
Yeah, we got score here.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I can leave that. Editing went to F1.
I love that.
Cinematography for Train Dreams. Frankenstein took costume design and production design. Sound went to F1. And comedy movie went to The Naked Gun.
See, I'm completely fine with that. Naked Gun was I think if you go back to watching the show, you'll see that Naked Gun was my original concept, and then I was like, no, give it to Friendship. They didn't give it to Friendship. That makes me very happy. Naked Gun is really hilarious, and I'm very happy that it got some recognition.
Does
But
that put
now,
us on animated?
yes,
Yeah,
please.
everything else sort of scans across, so.
We got Arco, Demon Slayer, Elio, Demon Hunter, Little Amelie, or the character of Rain, and Zootopia. I have also seen Elio since the last time we did a video. Finally. Um, it's completely inoffensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a nice message.
Right?
By the time we do our next video, I'll probably have completely forgotten about
Yep.
it.
That's a great way to put it.
So, a while back we would have probably said, is it K-pop Demon Hunters or is it Zootopia? But I feel like a lead has happened at some point.
Yeah.
I almost feel like Little Amelie's in it more than Zootopia. And Arco, honestly. Like, I feel like we've got 4 of our Oscar nominees right there with those 4.
Yeah.
Those 4 being K-pop Demon Hunters, Zootopia, Little Amelie, and Arco. In case anybody misunderstood. Remember we had that guy a couple years ago that like really flipped out over Elemental. So,
And to be fair,
um,
I defended Elemental, so there you go.
so yeah, I feel like K-pop Demon Hunters is the direction we're going, right? I imagine that's the page everybody's on at this point.
Yeah, I am. I'm going with K-pop as well.
It sucks because I didn't know it was a thing when it first came out. And by the time it came out again, when it had its sing-alongs, I wanted to go, but it didn't work out for my schedule with Horror Nights, so I was not able to make it the second time. So I'll probably never see it, but I certainly heard a daylights of it in the soundstage this year, because everybody was listening to that music.
It's kind of crazy because the only reason I watched it to begin with was it seemed like it was the latest trend. And I was just, since it was just hanging out on Netflix, I was curious about why is this so trendy, whatever this is. I really never in a million years at that time back then thought we were talking about an award.
Oh,
I literally thought it was just the latest trend, and that was it.
Nope.
Well, speaking of, shall we do the music categories?
Yes.
Let's start with song, where we've got "Dream Is One" from Avatar, "The Girl," Wicked, "Golden" from K-pop Demon Hunters, "I Lied to You" from Sinners, "No Place Like Home" from Wicked, and "Train Dreams" from Train Dreams. I forgot that last time I seen the sun is not here. I was like expecting to say, my mouth was prepared to say "Sinners" again, and it didn't come, and it fucked me up for a second.
Driving in here is surprising given the fact how of F1.
Yeah. Well, I've said my piece about "I Lied to You." And how
Yeah.
I feel like there should not be a universe where it's not the front runner, but apparently I have to succumb to the fact that I guess Golden's our front runner.
No, for sure.
Fine.
I mean, I want it to be either of the two. I think they're going to go with Golden, but if something else somehow gets in here, Diane Warren might have a fucking chance.
Everybody cancels themselves out, and Diane Warren finally wins.
Yeah, holy shit.
And it's like, if you're predicting the Oscars and you've been watching the ceremonies for years and you're actually serious about it, like we are and like a lot of other pundits are, and you're not predicting Diane Warren, you're just really just out of the loop.
She's like Jurassic Park. She finds a way.
I believe it was quoted in Backdraft. She's like fire. She lives to burn and consume. Golden.
This one's not as easy. Score?
Nope. Not.
No.
Because I have ideas and I don't know what to go with.
We got Frankenstein, Sinners, One Battle After Another, Sarad, Hamlet, and F1. It's the top three there, right? Frankenstein, Sinners, and One Battle After Another. That's what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't have Frankenstein on your radar, but I feel I could actually see it happening.
I think the resurgence, or probably just me being dumb to the fact that, or numb to the fact that this was going to be a thing. Frankenstein has probably always been in this conversation. I was just kind of like pushing it to the side, even though it was always here, especially in the tech categories. As you saw how it performed at Critics' Choice.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I was in Frankenstein denial for a while there.
Hey, sure. Watch the end of the month. You tell me I'm not anymore. In a couple days, you'll find out.
And not even because I like wanted it to fail or anything. I was just thinking like, are awards bodies gonna mesh with this? But yeah, they do. So
Don't hate Frankenstein. I'm saying every single time. I didn't like Nosferatu, but I don't hate Frankenstein.
So my gut instinct and my knee jerk instinct is to just go with Sinners.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when else fails, go with the music based movie.
Right.
But
And Goranson just won for Oppenheimer. So
and Black Panther, but that doesn't stop anybody. Um, the one battle score though is like such an integral part of that movie.
Yeah.
It's such a major part of a movie that everybody loves as much as they love it.
And Greenwood's never won.
And I just want to give another quick shout out to the fact that the Globes aced this category last year when nobody else wanted to. So if they're that kind of hip to it, oh, I feel like you could say that about Sinners too. I think I might be leaning Greenwood. I was so ready to say Sinner.
Exactly the same.
Maybe maybe
It's
I'm.
it's it's
Oh my
it's
god.
it's the score that's, despite Sinners having a really great score, just the one battle after another one, just because of the tension at the right points and whatever, that score sort of stuck with me.
Right?
And I still think the the Oscars need to do some sort of make good for the fact that they completely snubbed There Will Be Blood. Or was it though some stupid thing that they said it was ineligible or something? I can't remember. Like there wasn't enough score for the Academy to consider it. Yet everybody else nominated or let it win. So
I think another thing, and maybe this is just me not having the ear for that I wish I had, but I remember the songs in Sinners. I don't so much remember the score. I know it's
true.
there,
Yeah.
but
Sometimes,
whenever you say the music in Sinners, I'll immediately start thinking of the song.
which is exactly why it shouldn't win score. It would win song because it's more memorable.
Okay.
But then again, sometimes score being like in the
Yeah.
background. Yeah.
Yeah. I've talked about this a lot. I don't really have the ear for scores, so I only really notice scores if they're like kind of the star of the scene or if I'm specifically listening for them. But like when I'm just watching a movie to watch a movie, it's one of the last things I'll probably notice. So, but if there is one movie where it stood out on the first go, it was One Bad After. So, Goranson wouldn't surprise me, and Deswal wouldn't surprise me, but I guess I'm gonna go Greenwood.
Yep. Owen, go ahead.
That's all you're saying.
Yeah, I thought I already did. It's just AJ then doubled down. So
Going all South Paul region wrestling on me there. Um. Yep. Anyway, so it's funny because one of the best years of my life, 2021, this battle happened before. So Greenwood, Desplat, and Zimmer battled it out, and Zimmer won for Dune. I don't think that's going to happen this time. I love the F1 score, get you hyped and everything like that. And Zimmer has had really good track record in this category. But, and if they love Frankenstein as much as they clearly do, Desplat is not out of this either. But yeah, it's hard to go against Johnny Greenwood here, and I'm not going to. One battle after another.
You talking about Zimmer winning for Dune just reminded me of when he won his Oscar and he wasn't there because he was doing a concert like on the other side of the world. And it was the Will Smith night,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
and there was the clip of him that they took after he learned he won his Oscar, and he basically told the crowd, "I don't really give a fuck about the Oscars. They're over there slapping each other. I'd rather be here." So
Never think about that. I think about the Odd trailer that I watched when I was watching movies last week, and I found out on Primate that James Cameron, of all people, is directing a 3D version of Billie Eilish's Hit Me Hard and Soft tour, and it's coming out later this year.
yep.
Did not know that was a thing until just Monday.
Dude, she's a big fucking deal. She's what? She's in like her very early 20s. She has 2 Oscars, and now fucking Cameron's involved.
She would have been involved in something else, but it kind of fell through at the last minute, so we'll never know what that was going to be like. So, and if you know, picking up what I'm putting down.
Well, let's
have some fun.
Screenplay.
Oh dear.
We've got, again, of course, they're the Globes. They combine original and adapted, so we've got 6 from either category. We've got One Battle After Another, Marty Supreme, Sinners, It Was Just an Accident, Sentimental Value, and Hamnet. And we've seen what the Globes do. They do stuff like they pick Aaron Sorkin for Steve Jobs, who doesn't even get nominated for
Yep.
So, I feel like, honestly, it's wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say the only one I would rule out is Hamnet, just because if they were going to go for an adapted choice, it's going to be One Battle After Another.
Yeah.
The question is if one of the original screenplays they like more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tempted to just say One Battle. And like One Battle's just gonna like dominate this night practically. Maybe. This could be where Sinners starts to do something screenplay to kind of make itself known in screenplay. Because I feel like most people are under the impression that's where we're headed for original screenplay, with maybe Marty Supreme being a.
See, it's definitely a spoiler, and the funny thing about that is that if you're going to give PTA the one year, giving Coogler a screenplay would not be out of the realm of possibility.
Mm-hmm. So I guess what it basically is like I feel like it was just an accident and sentimental value are possible.
Yeah.
Because the Globes have been that random here before.
Yes.
Or are they that random? But I feel like what it's narrowed down to, and I would imagine most people are on this page, which is it's One Battle or Sinners, with Marty Supreme being a potential spoiler. Is that what we're looking at?
If you ask most people, that's how we're looking at for Oscar right now too. As of this moment, obviously, but that's what most people would say.
See, it's so crazy to watch the race between Sinners and Marty Supreme too, because we're talking about a movie that came out in fucking April versus a movie that's like extremely fresh.
You could go out right now and go see Marty. Depending on where you are in the world, you could see all 3 of these, but Marty Supreme is easily accessible for most film goers, especially ones that are voting.
Mm-hmm. But of course, this is one small group with the categories combined, so who the fuck knows?
Like less than 300 people, is that what the Globes lineup is? I think we talked about that last show.
And very easily influenced people at that.
Oh, most definitely.
So, let's see, One Battle After Another almost seems too obvious. Like it's gonna be one of the it's gonna be one of the originals. If I was to take anything that feels remote in any of these Globe predictions, it would be going with Marty Supreme here.
I hate when he does that.
Well, hold on. I didn't say I was doing that. I said if I wanted to take a swing,
right,
or something that resembled a swing, that's what I would do.
But that's not what you're doing.
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I did not have anything in mind. I was hoping I would have figured it out by the time I said, "Here's what we're gonna do."
That checks out.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say sinners. That's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna run away from this category before I say anything else.
I'm sticking with one battle after another here. But yeah. There's an outside chance that Hamnet, but I feel, yeah, it's between Safdie, Anderson, and Kugler, to be fair. And then watch it be sentimental value when they're like, oh, somebody recognizes it. Are you listening, girls?
And every year I set myself up for defeat. It seems like I take some swings. I go very safe in places I probably shouldn't be. I go for outlandish predictions in places I really shouldn't be. Sometimes it pays off, most time it doesn't. This is a way to give Kugler an award and also give Paul Thomas Anderson an award. But this is also a way to get Josh Safdie into the conversation. And weirdly enough, I can imagine Marty Supreme being a Globe winner. And I don't just mean Chalamet. I feel that it's got a chance to win one of the big 8 other than an acting award. And this is its only real shot.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I guess here it would be the big 7.
right.
Well, actually, no, it's like the big 12, 11, because we split up. But it's the main category above the line. That's what we'll say.
Because if you look at Best Picture Motion, take a shot, Best Motion Picture Musical or Comedy, you've got the battle between One Battle and Marty Supreme, and pretty much know what direction that's going to go. So, until the Gremlins took it away from me on TikTok, would use the why not both. So, why not both? Josh Safdie.
And Ronald Bronson.
Yeah, I always forget about him. Sorry.
Okay, since it's here, normally wouldn't do it yet, but since it's right here, are we just gonna go ahead and do director?
Oh God, let's go.
All right, we got PTA, Kugler, Del Toro, Panay, Trier, and Zhao.
The Oscar lineup, most likely with an outlier.
Yeah. So obviously, most people would say it's down to PTA and Kugler, with most people leaning PTA, right?
You'd say so, yes.
Seeing what the Globes have done in the past in this category, sometimes they like to go for kind of a big name here. Sometimes, like when they went with Cameron or when they went with Spielberg.
Right.
Obviously, PTA is a big name already, but you know what? Honestly, would not surprise me at all. Can anybody else actually kind of imagine them going Del Toro?
Well, he won for Shape of Water, so it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, and I don't think they would go full Frankenstein. I think they would go just Del Toro.
And Chloe Zhao won for the documentary, so that's also been set in stone before.
But as far as somebody that's likely not going to win later, I could actually see them saying Del Toro being added to that list of when Cameron won, or when Scorsese won, or when Spielberg won for The Fableman, stuff like that.
So telling the people that don't pay attention in the awards season that, oh my God, Guillermo del Toro is going to win Best Director at the Oscars, it has to happen because it happened at the Globes.
Yeah, like when I got a little bit of hope about The Fablemans.
Yeah.
Because I love The Fablemans so much.
Same.
I don't have the bone to pick with Everything Everywhere All at Once that you do, but I just The Fablemans is very beloved to me.
Well, 3 ain't bad, so.
I'm gonna say PTA, obviously. I'm gonna say PTA, but I can almost see them going Del Toro before they go Coogler. I don't.
Weird
I
to
mean,
think.
obviously, Coogler would be the second choice, but I don't know, just something about I could really imagine them going Del Toro, honestly. But yeah, I'm gonna still say PT, but I could see them doing something crazy.
And with the same logic from screenplay, that's why I'm going Kugler.
Nice.
And I also am going with PTA. Because if Del Toro won already and Chloe Zhao won already, I don't think they're going to be inspired and go with Trier or Panahi. I feel that it would have to be down to PTA and Coogler, and then Del Toro comes in out of nowhere and surprises everyone, which shocks nobody because he's more in this conversation now after DGA than ever before.
Yeah.
Although
I don't want
to
that.
some extent, the Globes are sort of way behind everybody else.
Right. Or they're ahead of the curve and we just don't realize it yet.
Considering Boogie Nights, Magnolia, There Will Be Blood, Inherent Vice, and Phantom Thread all got ignored by the Globes, no.
It's time. Like I said, this is the year PTA gets his flowers, and I'm very happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, because we're talking about like curveballs or people getting blindsided or whatever, and this could just be one of those years that's a full-on sweep.
Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
It's very possible this could be an Oppenheimer year.
Well, speaking of Oppenheimer,
Except for Leo.
um, supporting actress.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Segue.
My favorite actress makes a little cameo this award season.
Yes.
Emily Blunt for The Smashing Machine, and then we've got Elle Fanning for Sentimental Value, Ariana Grande for Wicked, Inga Ibsdottir The Lost for Sentimental Value, Amy Madden for Weapons, Teyana Taylor for One Bad After Another. I can say Inga Ibsdottir The Lost without pausing now. We made it. Just in time for her to miss SAG, we made it.
Yeah. Like you do.
All right. Now again, you think we're down to two. What are the odds the Globes wants to go Grande?
I think very possible.
I'm addressing now. Honestly, wouldn't surprise me, but I am going to focus on Madigan and Taylor.
Because I will say, if you look back at last year, I think they were regretful for Zoe Saldana, and they could have given Grande the award last year, and they didn't. So maybe they'll make up for it.
Yeah, I could totally see it. And again, that'll be one of those things that gets the general public's hopes up for a long
Okay.
time.
Oh my God, Jacob Elordi and Ariana Grande are winners of the Globes. Let's go!
Now, of course, there have been things that started the Globes that do continue, so it's not a stupid thought if that happened.
Ahead of the curve. It happens every once in a while.
But and again, I've got my Amy Madigan thing where if she wasn't my favorite performance in this category out of all the movies this year, um, I would be probably saying her pretty easily. But maybe considering Taylor, but I'd say, oh, but I'm gonna say Madigan and move on. But when it's somebody I really want to win much, I pause because I have been a death curse before.
Yes, indeed.
So I don't want to immediately jump on her. And it's not just that. It's also the fact that Teyana Taylor is very... And they could go full-blown one-battle orgy all
Certainly.
night. They really could. So what was the movie recently? I keep wanting to say La La Land, but I feel like there's another one. where the Globes just went all in on one movie completely. Or am I just thinking of La La Land?
I believe it was La La Land because I'm pretty sure it came up on my Facebook memories about La La Land doing so well at the Globes and went 7 for 7.
Why does that feel so recent? It's a fucking decade old this year.
Yep.
Oh, God help us all. That's a quote, by the way, from the movie for those that haven't seen it.
I'm really afraid I'm gonna curse Amy Madigan if I say her, man. But I really want to. Okay. I said Towna Taylor at Critics' Choice, right?
Right.
Okay. I'll say Amy Madigan, and I hope I don't jinx her.
For now, I'm going to stick with Critics' Choice and say Amy Madigan, just because I want that to solidify her actually being in the Oscars 5. Because I feel stuff could change when we get to SAG, maybe, but
part of me just wants to throw out the white flag and go with Grande here because I truly can see it happening. And if I lose this point because of that, I'm going to be more upset. Especially with, again, I know it's just like a small category, but the Naked Gun for Best Comedy Film. I talked about that, didn't go with it. If they want to love One Battle completely, Towna Taylor could definitely win this. I don't think anybody else is in this at all. Unless we get a surprise win for one of the Sentimental Value cast, but I don't think that's going to happen either. I think one of the headlines for the Globes is going to be something that's going to continue for the rest of the season, and the fact that out of absolute nowhere, an iconic horror performance for the second year in a row is going to do very well in the award season. But unlike things that happened last year that shouldn't have, I feel Amy Madigan may be making up for what happened with Demi Moore. And I'll say that right now. I think the Critics' Choice were ahead of the curve, and I think that this might be Amy Madigan's season. And I can say that because I'm not AJ.
Okay, supporting actor. Now, I need to ask a question before we do supporting actor.
All right.
Momentum is very much a thing, so I have to ask.
Okay.
Did Globe voting end before Critics' Choice happened?
hang on. Let me get to the right
because if they had Critics' Choice to sway them, I could imagine them being swayed. Because that's just...
Globe voting finished on the 3rd.
Because
so Globe voting had finished Saturday.
right, and then Critics' Choice was the very next day. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then with that in mind, we've got Benicio del Toro for One Battle After Another, Jacob Frankenstein, Paul Mescal for Hamnet, Sean Penn for One Battle After Another, Adam Sandler for Jay Kelly, and Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. You know, despite what happened at SAG, I've been saying that I honestly would not be surprised if Skarsgård got something at some point.
I'd like that.
And now Elordi's kind of thrown a bit of a wrench in the race, so nobody's going to sweep unless he's going to.
Which I don't think that's going to happen, but see.
As far as like the ones from here on out, obviously Del Toro's been more or less sweeping up to this point.
Sure.
But it's like with how much this character has really taken off. And like I said, for how much he's in the movie, it's pretty crazy how much he's taken off. Because it makes sense. It makes sense and kind of doesn't make sense. That this is like the character people associate the movie with at this point, it feels like. And it's kind of evenly distributed, but he's a big part of it. For being a not big part. So I'm leaning that we're going back to Del Toro. Because even though Lordy's probably got his own momentum brewing now after Critics' Choice, Del Toro's already had his own momentum going on, not just in the awards race, but just the character's popularity and how much people love the character. Basically, the same conversation as Amy Madigan. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to Del Toro. But it'd be really interesting and unexpected if Lordy suddenly like took over, especially with voting not overlapping in that way. Mm-hmm. So, and Penn's always a possibility too, honestly. But it does seem like we're swaying more towards one performance over the other. Which, by the way, one performance over the other is very weirdly similar to the movie's title. I just realized that. It was coming out of my mouth, I realized that.
So which one are you going for then?
I'm going Del Toro.
I too am going with Sensei.
I feel this could be the wrench. This would have been the wrench. This would have been the Paul Mescal Award. I believe this could have been the Stellan Skarsgård Award. If SAG would have went the way it should have, this could have been the Adam Sandler Award. And this could also be where Penn takes off. Finally gets televised award shows. Del Toro looks like he has all the momentum in the world. Next thing you know, Sean Penn wins. Mm-hmm. This Lordy thing needs to die a small death. And hopefully the only thing he gets this season is the consolation prize of Critics' Choice, which is nothing but visibility. And I am also going with Benicio del Toro.
Okay, now, do you want to do all comedy, then all drama, or finish all the acting, then do the two pictures?
I haven't eaten all day, so whatever best for the
family. We'll do all the comedies and then all the.
That will work.
So for actress in a comedy or musical, we've got Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs I'd Kick You, Cynthia Erivo for Wicked, Kate Hudson for Song Blue, Chase Infinity for One Battle After Another, Amanda Seyfried for The Testament of Anne Lee, and why did it feel like it took me ever to say that?
That's how it works.
Maybe there's a curveball in here, but Rose Byrne? Is there any reason to not say Rose Byrne?
I think Rose Byrne should have won Critics, and she didn't. But she was facing Buckley, but then, so that it's null and void statement anyway.
Yeah, I'm not, by the way, I said just Rose Byrne just like that. I'm not feeling it just like that, but
no.
I am saying her, but I don't think she's running away with it.
Mm-mm. No, not at all.
I feel it's between her and Chase in legitimate case of category fraud, because I don't think One Battle After Another is truly comedy. The fact that the fact that the Satellite Awards acknowledged it as a drama rather than a comedy makes me wonder why they pitched it that way. I feel it's between them two. I'm sticking with Byrne.
I would like this to be where Rose Byrne takes off, because everybody thinks that Buckley's bulletproof. But the problem is Buckley's not facing Byrne here, so we still don't know.
Yeah.
It's just been a critics battle, so which is a completely different governing body than anything else that's coming up the rest of the season. And we won't know anything until we get to SAG to find out what's really on people's minds. It's interesting the trajectory of Amanda Seyfried, because I feel that if the Testament of Ann Lee was more distributed, thanks Fox Searchlight, they would be more in this conversation. Because from what sight unseen, of course, that performance was like nuts in the trailer, so I only imagine what it fully is. Emma Stone's always in this. Always in this. I could definitely see that being a surprise. I'd love Kate Hudson to win this. I really would. That would be my choice personally. Because that's the performance I love, and she has to go to the nth degree, like we talked about earlier, to do it. Chase Infinity, I've been calling her leading for a long time because I knew they would go category fraud, and it looks like they're going to, no matter what AJ thinks. And Erivo at this point is just kind of just happy to be nominated, which is good because more visibility for her and her, I believe, One Woman movie that's coming out sometime soon. Like she's playing like 11 roles, something like that. That being said, I'm just going to go with Rose Byrne here and hope that this is the challenger that Buckley actually gets this season. Now, if The Bride came out while Buckley was running, I don't know if that would be the same thing, but I guess we'll see.
And actor in I guess we're going to say comedy here.
Yep. Sure.
There's one about musicals, but there's no musical numbers in it. We've got Chalamet for Marty Supreme, Clooney for Jay Kelly, DiCaprio for One After Another, Ethan for Moon, Lee Byung-hun for No Other Choice, and Jesse Plemons for Begonia. Again, you want to immediately say Chalamet, but do you?
Yeah, if one Battle of Love Fest continues, this could be DiCap's win.
Honestly, I don't want to take anything away from Chalamet. I'd kind of love if DiCaprio won this.
I'd love if Ethan Hawke won this.
Yeah, I figured that went without saying. But as far as the possibilities,
I can say it, and you can't. So,
as far as the comedy or drama argument, I wouldn't call it a drama in any way. I do think it's Wikipedia says black comedy action thriller. Yeah, if I had to give it one, I guess I would say thriller.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
If you had to give it one, but you kind of can't give it one. But yeah, it's a hilarious thriller, I think. So I'm gonna say Chalamet, but I don't think DiCaprio's out.
I don't either.
Yeah. If DiCaprio wins this, I'd be surprised. Again, because category misalignment. But I feel if DiCaprio doesn't win this, I feel that sort of all but gives momentum enough to Chalamet to possibly run through most of the season, at least on the American award front. So we'll see. But yeah, Chalamet.
Yeah, if I had the picture up right now, I'd show you because it makes perfect sense. They love DiCaprio, but he's never won. 4 nominations, he's never won. 3 plus obviously this one. I feel that we are on a year that there's obvious contenders, but at the end of the day, there's only one winner. And there's been one winner since day one. And unless somebody wants to change it up this year, I think Chalamet moves on. One step closer to the Oscar.
Speaking of Chalamet, I don't know how this got past me or how behind I am on. I'm like 2 behind on this. I only just saw the Zoom call video.
Oh, right.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That is just as good as his performance in the actual movie.
Agreed.
I was in pain laughing at that.
Somebody had way too much stevia. That's all I'm saying.
So, as far as picture musical comedy goes, where we've got Blue Moon, Begonia, Marty Supreme, No Other Choice, Nouvelle Vague, and One Battle After Another. Interesting enough, we talk about that thing that Globes does sometimes, where they kind of part ways with what ends up being the picture winner. It happens weirdly often with them, which would make me think Marty Supreme has a chance here.
For sure.
Or if they want to do something super fucking crazy and go with like No Other Choice. Really like No Other Choice. But again, One Battle After Another seems like one of those unstoppable things right now. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go with it. But honestly, if something came in and spoiled like Marty Supreme, I don't know that I'd be that surprised because the Globes do that shit.
Yeah, One Battle After Another funny as well.
Yeah, Linklater's got 2 spots in here. One of my favorite movies of the year, and one, unfortunately, I have not seen yet. No Other Choice, again, won't see it till next week. Did greatly enjoy Begonia and love Marty Supreme, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's going to be One Battle After Another.
Okay. Actress in a drama. We got Jessie Buckley for Hamnet, God My Love, Renata Renza for Sentimental Value, Hunt, Tessa, and Ava Victor for Sorry Baby. I love that Ava Victor. So, I guess if anybody was going to blindside Jessie...
Yeah.
Are we still here?
Yeah, sorry.
I'm saying Buckley, obviously, but I would not put it past the Globes to go Renata Renza, kind of. But yeah, obviously we're saying Buckley.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going Buckley with this one, but I mean, if Lawrence sort of made it in, SAG would look interesting.
I am begging for somebody to stop the Buckley train, just because it's going to be a boring season, and I feel that Rose Byrne's the only person that could probably do it. But at the end of the day, it's hard to go against Buckley at all because it's like we've made the jokes for a while now. It's like you might as well just send the Oscar to her house right at this moment. And that's not discounting her performance. Her performance is fantastic. It's just, again, I like other performances better. And if I had to pick anybody in this category, it would be Jennifer Lawrence or Renata Reinsev. Because I like that performance a lot. But I've been a Lawrence supporter for years, obviously. If you know, you know. But Julia Roberts was in this conversation for about a minute, wasn't she?
Depends who you're talking to. Some people knew all along. She wasn't.
But... Yeah, especially after I saw the movie. Buckley.
Okay, actor in a drama.
This one's not as easy, honestly.
Yeah, we got Joel Edgerton for Train Dreams. We got Dwayne Johnson for Smashing Machine, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent, and Jeremy Allen White for Spring. I imagine most of us have it narrowed down to Jordan and Wagner Moura.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really wish.
Obviously, I'm really pulling for it to be Jordan. I haven't seen The Secret Agent yet, but Jordan in Sinners is one of my favorite performances of the year.
You won't. I don't think you'll like it as much as Jordan, but it is a definitely serviceable competitor, and it belongs here.
So, I hate saying this, not having seen The Secret Agent, but I think it's clear. I'm really hoping it's Jordan, but I'm going to say Wagner Mora for my prediction.
Um, I'm going with Jordan, but I can see Mora winning, and something weird is making me think like Edgerton is somehow some sort of dark horse in
That'd be great. I'd love it.
this.
I would like Dwayne Johnson win, just so he can get something for his portrayal of Mark Kerr. Um, it's hard because the headline could read really well. It's like everybody like, oh my god, they didn't give Jordan the win and everything like that. Oh, he's still in the conversation. Don't worry about it. He just lost one. It's okay. Who's Wagner Mora? Um, the DP talking, not me. I like Secret Agent a lot. I do see the headlines of people being legitimately shocked that the favorite, being Michael B. Jordan, loses to a movie that most people have never seen. And I truly think that's the direction they're going to go. And when The Secret Agent gets into PGA tomorrow, everybody's going to be surprised at what this movie is. And then they're going to see him win the Globe. And it's like, oh, okay, that's what this is.
I know. Most of us are predicting that The Secret Agent gets in picture.
I mean, it
I think
may not.
I think all three of us probably are. But
It needs to get PGA tomorrow.
I would say that's a pretty bold prediction to say for certain it would get in PGA.
I think it, I don't want to speak in absolutes because I'm hungry and I'm starting to like not great at this point.
We're just gonna You're gonna pass out, and we're just gonna hear a thud on your.
Yes, that's right. Hey Ashley, any parting words? Nor.
Fuck.
Well-
Exactly. No. I feel that if Secret Agent can get into PGA tomorrow, and I feel that it will, then Wagner Moore winning the Globe on Sunday is not going to be a surprise to anyone, but it would be a surprise to everyone at the same time. Especially beating Michael B. Jordan, because everybody's going to be pissed off about it. Which sucks because it's going to screw his Oscar chances because everybody's going to be like, well, he's the guy that beat Michael B. Jordan. I ain't voting for him. And I can see that happening.
You may be underestimating how popular Narcos was.
No, I've heard a lot about Narcos, but I don't know anything about it myself.
Plus, let us not forget that he played Death the Wolf in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. So
I didn't see that one.
people may or may not know that was him, but that was definitely him.
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson for the win.
So did you say Mora or Jordan who you were choosing?
I did say Mora.
Well, I got good news for you, Owen. We're on the last category.
Yeah, we are.
For picture drama, we got Frankenstein, Hamnet, It Was Just an Accident, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, and Sinner. Very interestingly international.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if it's as obvious as it seems. Because I feel like if it's not one of the international. Am I wrong?
I have a different idea in mind.
I suppose it could be. Remember when Hamnet was like right in the conversation there?
Yeah.
Where it was like, it's one bad after another, or it's Hamnet. And then people are like, oh shit, Sinners, I forgot. And Sinners. Probably a lot of people didn't forget Sinners, but I feel like a lot of people did. And now Marty Supreme's here, and I feel like Hamnet's just chilling out with its Best Actress trophy.
And it's probably 4 right now if I had to put a number on it. I would have said Sentimental Values 4, but SAG kind of it.
We're honestly at a place again where I could easily imagine any of these.
Yeah.
Now with Sinners, we know what the Globes have gotten in trouble for in the past.
Yeah.
It's like, how much have you changed, Globe? Gerard Carmichael even called them out for knowing there was only one reason he hosted, and it wasn't for being in Poor Thing. So I'm gonna say Sinners because it's the obvious choice, but I'm also standing by it could be any of the 6.
Yeah, I feel I'm going with Sinners. Watch it be Frankenstein.
Honestly, wouldn't surprise me.
So that's where I get the last word. Oh crap, that's not good.
Nice last word.
I literally unplugged my tablet. So I've said this in the past, and I'm sure like Spencer, Brian, Josie, everybody that normally shows up for our live chats and everything, or we're gonna remember this, especially Brian. Spencer put the video together of our reactions for nominations throughout the years. I've said in the past that if something can win drama at the Globes, it could kill it dead at the Oscars. Not overall. I just mean it would win picture. And the Globes killed Avatar, and I was happy. So I had a precedent that was set. And part of me just want to say Frankenstein wins this and just kills it at the Oscars. So it was not winning picture. But that would have required me to go with Elordi because I can't see Frankenstein winning picture with Elordi not going along for supporting actor. I don't see them being inspired and going with anything else that's foreign. Even what I said about Wagner Moura. Because I don't, unless it's one of those, hey, we need to go see The Secret Agent immediately. It's not in theaters anymore. Get it out. Let's go. Hamnet would have been a right answer for a while, but I don't think it is anymore. If this is going to be one battle's year, and all signs point that it's going to be. If the Critics' Choice was basically the night for Frankenstein, and the Oscars may end up being the night for one battle after another, even though I said Moore was going to beat Michael B. Jordan, and I completely negated everything I just said, I still see this happening. And I feel that Sinners is going to win something. It just happens to be the Golden Globe. So I agree with AJ.
I think that's it. I think we touched on everything, didn't we? SAG, Critics' Choice, DGA, this.
Nearly 3 hours. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight because I didn't get a live chat, but you'll get one soon enough.
Weirdly, we're not a bad run-in, of course, because they're doing that Globes, basically the ceremony they had, I think, last night or a few nights back, where they honoured Helen Mirren and Sarah Jessica Parker.
Right.
I think that's airing at like 8 Eastern, so at least as of us going live, it's only sort of 10 or so minutes away from being there. So yeah, you've got that to enjoy. In terms of what's happening, keep an eye on the socials for what we're doing next week, because it'll be interesting to touch on the BAFTA long list, and certainly as well covering what happened at the Globes. because then we sort of have the lull period before. I think it's mid-February before we actually get Spirits. I think, isn't it?
Something like that.
Well,
I
no,
think I have it.
we've got DGA February 7th, but yeah, the Spirits are the 15th, and the BAFTAs are the 22nd of February. So we sort of do have that sort of 3 or 4 week lull, but obviously during that, we'll do some sort of reaction. I'd have thought to the BAFTA nominations, even though the big push a fortnight from now will be the Oscar stuff.
We're going to be basically getting our Oscar predictions in just under the wire at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So that looks to be sometime in the next week or so. I don't think we have a day lined up yet.
Yeah, as I say, keep your eye on Owen's X/Twitter, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
We'll give you sort of a brief estimate as to what days you're going to be seeing content from us, more than likely.
Yeah, because we have a lot that we have to react to things, and of course, the great thing is because of nominations morning falling on the day after I go to Dynamite, that means I'm actually off that day. So I'm going to be able to react. Hopefully with any luck, I can get my video up in the same 24-hour period that AJ and Ashley do. I highly doubt it, but I'm going to try. And then we'll have our normal no holds barred conversation on the 22nd, that Thursday night at 5 or 6. We'll figure it out. That is going to be discussing everything with our live chat, talking about everything that went down with the nominations. The snubs, the surprises, the things that we knew were going to happen long ago that everybody's like, what's that? So, and then of course, as AJ alluded to before, we got our 2009 retrospective podcast coming up real soon, ladies and gentlemen. In the midst of award season, we're going to be live. That night's going to be super fun. Tell a bunch of stories from the past. Some we may have told on here before. Most of them we haven't. So, yeah. Ashley will have more content on the channel sooner rather than later.
Well, yeah, because the aim is, because Golden Globes, I'll be doing tradition of getting Golden Arches, because
yes,
McDonald's has a quote-unquote secret menu that can't be secret because it's publicly listed, with some interesting combos that I'm intrigued to see how they work.
So what you're saying is McDonald's is turning into In-N-Out in the UK.
No, I think they were just looking for something to fill like 3 or 4 weeks before we get to probably Monopoly or something.
I also will be doing the Golden Arches on Sunday because that's been my tradition for years, AJ knows. So Ashley can be found on X at AshIsMyNameUK. More of his content's coming up soon. AJ cannot be found on social media, but he'll be providing more content in the near future. We've got some more Speaking Bluntly's coming. We got some other videos coming in the future. Card subject to change. You never know when they're going to come up, so they'll just pop up one day. I have 8 months of content on the channel. It's private that I can put up, so we're going to have daily content for up until Horror Nights at this point, honestly. That's not just the content that AJ and Ashley are putting out, too.
Yeah, I want to get more videos out, but I've also finally kind of recovered enough that the writing bug has come back a little, which is something I have to jump on when it happens. So
yes,
that's holding me back a little bit, but hopefully things will happen.
Yes, in more ways than one. You can find me on X at Sir Owen Disney. Like Ashley mentioned earlier, I'm gonna be posting when we're gonna be doing the shows. If we're live, we will have, when we're mentioning we have a chat, that's when we'll have a chat. Otherwise, you'll just be able to comment on the video itself. But yeah, thank you for everybody tuning in tonight for the 3 hours that we talked about this. Ashley will timestamp this so we don't have to jump around if you want to see something
I
or hear.
already went into the prediction timestamp, so it's already done.
Excellent.
Because I need to get my ass to bed for work.
And I need to eat because I haven't eaten all day. So as always, stream if lyrics were confidential. There is a brand new music video that's out for water parks any minute now. Anything from Park 6. Watch the Eras Tour documentary and the Eras Tour last show on Disney Plus. Yes, I'm only putting it over because it's Taylor Swift. Watch All Elite Wrestling because it's worth seeing. And as always, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching. Remember to always have the best day ever. 'Tis the season after all. In the meantime, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching. And until next time, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.